This touching story is about a three-legged dog who was overlooked at an animal shelter for a long time. No one wanted to adopt him until one day a special boy came along. At the beginning of this story, there was a dog who was missing a leg. He spent many days at the animal shelter, but no one wanted to adopt him. The poor dog was very sad because he just wanted to have a home and a family that would love him. All he needed was someone to give him a chance. The dog's name was Tripod. He had lost his leg in a car accident before the shelter took him in. At first, it had been hard for him to get used to living with only 3 legs. But he was a brave dog and soon learned to get around just fine without it. Even though he tried his best, no one wanted to adopt him. All of the other dogs at the shelter would bark and be excited when their potential new families came to visit them. But Tripod never got that excited. He was too afraid that once again he would be let down. You see, over the many weeks that he'd been at the shelter, several families had come close to adopting him, only to change their minds at the last second. It broke his heart every time. One day, a little boy in a wheelchair rolled up to Tripod's kennel. He had been missing both of his legs since birth. At first, the little boy's mom was a bit worried. She didn't want her son to get attached to the dog, only for the adoption to fall through again. But she knew how much joy a pet could bring and decided to let him visit the dog anyway. When Tripod saw the little boy approaching, he didn't bark or jump up excitedly like the other dogs at the shelter would. Instead, he laid down and looked away, hoping the boy wouldn't notice him. But the little boy did notice him, and when he heard his sad tail thumping against the concrete floor, he knew he had to say hello. As the boy approached the kennel, he asked his mum to push him closer so he could see the dog better. "Hi there," the boy said. Tripod didn't respond. He kept his eyes fixed on the floor. Then the boy did something amazing. He reached out, not to pet the dog, but to take off his blanket. "Do you want me to throw it away?" the boy asked. Tripod looked up at him, then wagged his tail slowly. The boy picked up the blanket and threw it over the top of the kennel. Then he sat down on his wheelchair and waited. A moment later, Tripod came out from under the blanket and approached the boy. The dog licked the boy's hand and barked softly. At first, the mum thought her son might be disappointed that the dog wasn't as friendly as the others. But when she turned to look at him, she saw a big smile on his face. From that moment on, the boy and the dog were best friends. They played fetch, went for walks, and cuddled together. The boy even shared his toys with the dog. Every night before bed, the little boy would tell Tripod how much he loved him. "You're my best friend," he would say. "I'm so happy you're my dog." As the years passed, the dog grew older, but he was no longer sad or lonely. He finally had a loving family who needed him, and he loved them all very much. The moral of this story is that sometimes we have to be brave to befriend someone, especially if they're different. But the biggest reward is that when we do befriend them, we gain a true friend for life. Now it's time for you to make your voice heard. Which character did you like the most? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching.